Hello, welcome back to the channel in true Wild Explorer style. I've not uploaded a video in a very long time. We are now at basically the end of the season. We are approaching, where are we now? Yeah, mid-October. I have just cycled out, I've got some time today, cycled out to my local forest to get about 1 or 2 hours worth of mushroom hunting in. Let's see if we can find something before the season ends and there's nothing left. I'm going to be fighting the planes again, because we are right on the flight path. But yeah, stick around, let's see what we can find. Fingers crossed that there is a penny bun, porcini, sep, whatever you want to call it, Boletus Edulis, or at least something interesting, something edible that I can take home and have with my dinner. That'd be nice. But there's a plane coming and I need to crack on, time is running out. Stick around, let's see what we can find. Hopefully we'll find something a little bit better than this. These are ink caps. They normally come out pure white, quite tall, and within a very short amount of time they just turn to ink completely, or that kind of black ink, and then they go bad very quickly. But let's hope it's not like that for the rest of the day. I'm going to keep walking. I've got a couple of spots that I know that I am going to be running around to get to. Now this was one spot I found a few years ago. It had a few boletes mushrooms, but I was also contending with a hornet's nest in here at one point. When I was there, it was. But of course they've upped and gone since then. But I took a few steps in here and I just heard this swarming sound, and they were eating out the inside of this tree. There were so many of them. I wonder if I have some footage. Maybe I can put that in. But yeah, this was one spot where I did find some penny buns before. Nope. Something down there. Something past its best, obviously. There it is. Well, onwards and upwards. Well, this is one of my first spots that I wanted to come to, and I always come back here because I think it just looks like a really good mushroomy spot. It looks like a place where you'd find penny buns. And I mean, given the amount of times I've been here, I've not really been that successful. I have in the past found one big one here and a couple of small babies, but just, you know, it seems like, you know, if there is anything, then it gets eaten straight away, or gets picked, or I don't know. I mean, there's not much growing here. Given the conditions of what this area looks like and the trees that are growing here, primarily beech trees, you would think that there would be a lot of penny buns, but I've not been that lucky. There are a lot of russulas. I'm not very strong on my russulas. Another plane. Yellow one. I'm not going to take anything I don't know, for obvious reasons. Apologies about the plane. So So I'm not going to take anything I don't know for obvious reasons, but it's always nice to see a couple of mushrooms. Yeah. In the usual way I do this, I sort of work my way down this right-hand side along the edges and sort of glance into the middle, because I'm just assuming that there are mushroom hunters coming to this forest and they will take the middle and I'll just scour the edges. And the edge is where I did find my biggest and my first penny bun. And that video is on my channel. It's actually the first video. So if you go to my channel and scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see it. It's like a 30-minute video. Yeah, lots of these russulars, lots of these yellow ones. And how I can tell it's a russular is because of the stalk. It's very thick and chalky and meaty. The gills very close together. They're quite brittle. Yeah, like this. It just you get to know how certain mushrooms look after a while, even if you don't know exactly what they are. I know that that's in the family species of russular. Yes. I'm going to flip the camera around so you get to see what I'm looking at, because this is actually a really pretty forest, and that could be why I come back here so often. So here you go. This is the flip side of what I was just showing you. Looking back, this is where I've just come from. So I'm just glancing around a little bit. You can see the sun is almost, well, it's on its way down at least, and I've got perhaps 1 or 2 hours to find some mushrooms. But yeah, I'm gonna keep searching, and I will let you know if I find something interesting. Well, we've had a bit of a break in the planes coming in overhead, and just in the last 15 minutes or so, I mean, that sun has dropped quite a bit, and even the light's starting to fade now, so I can really feel the pressure about running from spot to spot to see if I can find any mushrooms. Looks to me like this place is pretty empty, so I'll be running on to the next spot, but like this sun is it's not being my friend today. It does, the sun sets very quickly these days, and I don't know if you can see, but no, you can't see it on the camera. I can see my breath. The last couple of days we've had a real cold snap with temperatures. You know, last week we had temperatures that were around 15, 16, pushing 17 degrees, and just the last couple of days the temperature has just dropped dramatically. We're down at hitting maximum 13 during the day, and I mean, probably now with it being bright and sunny, I think we've had a maximum of 13 today. Right now probably around 9. It's very still, thankfully, so there's no wind chill factor, but the last couple of days it's been freezing cold, and I don't know how that's going to affect the mushrooms. They say that the seps, they come in waves, so we have like the summer seps, or there's different species, but we have this the first wave, which will come around August through September, and then towards the end of September to October. That first wave might die off a little bit, and what you're going to be finding then is just rotting seps, decomposing past their best. That's another plane. And then comes the second wave, and that will come around this sort of period, around start October, I believe. I mean, I'm definitely no expert. This is only from experience, what I'm seeing on Facebook groups. So I'm itching right now to make the most of this second wave, where I could potentially be finding some. So So right now I believe I'm on the tail end of the second wave. And with the weather forecast to get very bad over the next couple of days, I really won't have any chances to get out to do any more mushroom hunting. And I was lucky enough to get a couple of hours today. So I'm going to make the most of it. So let's hope I can catch the tail end of the second wave for the seps. But as usual, this place looks a little bit empty. I'm just scouting the floor at the moment. And yeah, I will run across to, I'm just going to run across literally, if I can flip the camera, just across the other side, because right now we're in like this beach sort of forest with some moss on the ground. It's kind of undulating. It's very nice terrain. You'd think it would be kind of perfect, but that's not always the case, unless I've been very, very blind. That happens quite a lot. I've not been able to find many. So I'm just gonna jump just across the road there into a more coniferous sort of pine forest. And I think it was around this time last year, towards the end of the season, that I did find some just small baby boletes sticking up. And they were just enough, just big enough I could take home. But yep, just gonna jump across the path there. Okay, well this is the path I was talking about. Just magically teleported over here. And I kind of want to get in there somehow. And I'm wondering, could this be the way in? Yeah, why not? Don't particularly like going through these tall grass areas in this forest, because I know there are a lot of ticks. A lot of ticks in this forest. I always do a very thorough check. Oh, might as well go over there. I always do a very thorough check for ticks when I get home. And you know, sometimes it's not even till 2 or 3 days later that I realise I have a tick in my arm or my leg or something. It's kind of scary that you can do such a thorough check immediately when you come back, and take a hot shower, and they'll still be on your body. And you only notice when they start sucking your blood, and then they fill up quite big, and you get a sort of red ring or sort of red mark on your arm or so. It's kind of worrying. And just out in, oh my goodness, I'm kind of lost. And out around the main area of Copenhagen, where I am right now, they've just discovered the, I don't know what the translation is, but I call it the meadow tick, which is apparently a lot more dangerous and carries a lot more bacteria and viruses. I'm kind of lost, so I'm going to stop the video and try and get my bearings a little bit. Although this is quite a nice area to explore. No, I'm going to try and find the area which I know, so as to not get totally lost, especially when the sun goes down. Yes. Alright, that was pretty piss poor. Really not a good spot. Getting lost, going through all kinds of thick undergrowths. Nothing to find in my usual spots. I've just come to the last spot where I know that you can find a lot of different things here. What am I looking at down there? Already, I mean, I've literally come in. That is the path there, and this is the entrance to the forest, or this part of the forest. And I know this is a good spot to be finding, you know, loads, a different variety of mushrooms, stuff that you probably wouldn't pick to eat, but you know, there's always a lot to have a look at and to find. this, for example, it looks like, I don't know the English names, milk cap or something. Yeah, I'd sort of run my finger across, you can't see it, I'm going to run my finger across the gills here, and then it might produce milk. I'm not entirely sure. Who knows? I need to brush up on my non-edible mushrooms. This is just something I don't really spend a lot of time doing. I'm going to flip the camera around because there are a lot of different things I'm looking at on the floor down here. So, yes, just parked the bike up here. This is what I was looking at earlier. There we go. I just saw these strange coloration on the caps, and we have a nice amethyst deceiver. Yeah, I need to cut my nails. They are edible. They are nice on the plate. They do, however, absorb heavy metals that are present in the ground. So if there is anything like arsenic or what's the other one? There's a few other ones I can't remember. If there are these heavy metals present in the ground, the mushroom will absorb them, and if you eat them, then of course you're going to be absorbing those heavy metals. It's unlikely, and you really have to eat a lot for it to be any kind of damaging, but I'm going to avoid it. There's no reason to take it. At least I don't plan on eating them anytime soon. Just pick this one up. This is a brown roll rim, deadly poisonous. As is this one. You can see they're basically the same. This autofocus is funny. Yeah, they are deadly poisonous. Another one just there, and a big one over there. Lots of them down here, loads and loads and loads. There was one which had a funny colour to it. Here, this one. Is that again? It's the same type. Okay, it just had a funny colour on the top. A couple more sticking up. Not sure what this one is. But yeah, I'm just going to have a quick wander around here. A couple of these yellow russulas. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I like to see. It's a fly agaric. So that's going to be, the stereotypical mushroom that comes up all red on the top with these white flakes. The Smurf mushroom. Ah, these damn planes. Yeah, they are the Smurf mushrooms. And they do say, they being experts, I don't know, forums, saying if you find fly agarics, you're quite likely to find penny buns because they grow in the same areas, under the same conditions. But yeah, what I'm going to do is just run up and down this path here, scouting in, glancing in left and right, just to see if there is anything. In my experience, I've not found any penny buns or anything sort of too interesting down here. So just going to scout it really quickly, and then what I'm going to do is see if I can bring the bike up with me. Yes, and then walk in down here to the birch forest. What is this? This might have been what I call a wave 1 bolete. Is it a bolete? Yeah, it looks like it's got some pipes under there. Not sure what type of bolete. You can tell because it's got pipes. Oh, sorry. Pipes under there instead of gills. But this is way past its best, so he gets to go out and spread its spores. So now I'm really feeling the pressure of it being the end of the season. could also be that this forest is not exactly, you know, mushroom paradise. At least not for what I'm after. No, now it's just getting too dark. It was around this time last year I took a trip to the northern coast of Zealand, this island where Copenhagen is situated. And there was a really nice forest, and it was actually a guided tour where they showed us a couple of spots. Oops. No idea. So they took us to a couple of spots, and most of the boletes were rotting. Actually, they were way past their best. I think I found a couple which I took home, but there were a lot of winter chanterelles, which is quite surprising. I think a lot have also come up this year very early, possibly because of the weather conditions. I mean, most likely because of the weather conditions. That's really the only way I can explain it. So this has to be some kind of milk cap. Damage the gills. Give it a few seconds. Maybe, maybe not. It looked like there was going to be some milk sort of substance being produced from the gills. But no, my speciality is really boletes and chanterelles, St. George's mushrooms, yeah, those kinds of things, you know, the common edibles. But what's that? As long as you can disprove that what you're going to eat isn't going to kill you, well, it's going to not kill you. Yeah, the double negative. As long as you can disprove it being a poisonous mushroom, then I think you're pretty safe to eat. You're going to be eating a safe mushroom. Look at the size of this one. Wow. That is really big mushroom. Oh, okay, so now they're taking off in this direction. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna get the bike and I'm gonna head into the birch part of the forest and run around pretty quickly. I don't have high hopes because I've never really found anything that's too interesting out there. There have been a lot of fly agarics out there in the past, which is always very nice to look at. But let's crack on. Off we go. So I'd just about given up hope of finding anything interesting. Just sort of taking the bike through this area, pushing through, getting across to some more sort of coniferous forest over that side. Because right now we're in a sort of mixed birch and pine. And I just stumbled across one of these. This one is a birch bolete. Yeah, not too bad condition. How do I know that it's a birch bolete? Because first of all, it has these pipes underneath instead of gills. It's so yeah, we already know it's a bolete, but it's a birch bolete because birch boletes have these dark scales. You can just about see that run down the stalk of the mushroom or the stem. And we are in a place where there are birch trees, and they grow in what's the word? Symbiosis, I believe, with the trees. So I'm gonna let this one stay here because yeah, it's a little bit mushy. It's in decent condition, but in my experience cooking birch boletes, they have just been a little bit slimy. They release a lot of water into the frying pan and it just turns into a bit of a slimy, gooey mess. So I'm just going to leave him there. He can release his spores into the wild, and then hopefully next year there'll be 10 times as many growing in this area. Yep, that was good. Good start. It's quite big. Does anybody know what that might be? It's a sort of what kind of colour is that? Bluish, turquoise, pale blue. It's getting a little bit hard to see, and the forest I'm going to, or the patch I'm going to, is quite densely covered by trees, so I'm not going to be able to see much anyway. Ooh, hello. Can you see him? What do we reckon? Oh, crack. Birch bolete. And I can just be very paranoid for 1 second. Are they ticks, or are they just bits of dirt perhaps? Oh, that is slimy. No, they weren't all ticks, that's for sure. But that's good. More and more boletes cropping up, that's a good sign. There are lots of these. Oh, that's a good hollow stalk. I believe these are just milk caps. If someone knows, please let me know. Mosquitoes. There are so many. I just don't know. But yeah, let's keep venturing in. There are so many to look at. It's really tricky to keep moving forwards when you just catch a glimpse of something that could be something perhaps more interesting. We run across this way. Was that even a mushroom or so? Yeah, that was. Oh, something with a skirt, dark gills on the top. I'm not sure. And there's. Oh. They do camouflage themselves really well. Anyway, it's getting really dark. Time to keep pressing forward. Otherwise this would be another episode of the Blair Witch Project. And I don't fancy getting stuck in a forest and not being able to find my way out. So I'm kind of just following this path, sort of semi... Oh, lots of these amethyst deceivers. They're very tall. I'm just sort of following this semi-rough path. And I just kind of know the general direction I need to travel in. It's not that I have any particular route set. Oh, how can I do this? Pick up my bike with one hand. And jump. And I suppose this time of night, the deer might be coming out, or at least maybe they won't be hiding away so much from, oh my goodness, that is quite a big mushroom. I'm gonna stop for 1 second, let the plane pass. And there you go, the plane's passed. So, I mean, the quality is not great. The light levels are really low, but can you see there is a really nice looking mushroom in this frame in the bottom right? I would have totally missed him. I only saw him because of the cap that's been slightly eaten away. There he is. Now he looks quite good to me. A nice thick stem on him. Wow. Ooh. Oh, look at this, and another one down here. I believe these are penny buns. They certainly look like it to me. Oh wow. That's a really nice find, especially so late at night. Yes. Oh my goodness, his planes are back. Wow, look at these. So I was wondering what was going on with this cap, or this part of the cap, and what I realized as soon as I touched it, it fell apart from one another, and it looked like there were two of them growing out of the same patch of stem. It is past its best. This one's a bit gooey. The cap is quite solid, but this one, my goodness, and this one looks very nice. I will have a check in this cluster of grass because there could be a few more hiding, and especially just in general around this area. But let's get him up and do a health check. Oh my goodness. Take him into the light a bit more. Beautiful, beautiful. Slightly eaten. But what I'm going to do is a health check. Oh, so here he is. Look at the size of this one. There's a really fat stalk on him. It's a shame he's been eaten away. It's a shame he's been slightly eaten, but you can see here a lot of the stem has been eaten away, some of the cap as well, but it's quite solid. These damn planes, man. Just wait till he passes. Yeah, alright, plane's gone. Back to the mushroom. Shame he's been eaten away a little bit. I'm just going to start cutting off some of the bottom here. Like you can see, size wise, it goes 0 to 5 centimeters down here, and that is like, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters thick. Like even that way, that's almost a full. Almost a full 5 centimeters. Really fat. Probably my biggest one to date. Biggest one I've ever found. Doesn't feel very good. Oh. So there are animals, worms and maggots. Just keep cutting this back. This doesn't look very good. Not very good at all. Still getting almost to the end. Yeah. I'm just gonna do a cross-section cut here. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, some people might take this. I'm not going to, because I do know that there's a smaller one over there that's probably a lot more fresh. I'm gonna leave my mess that I've just made down here. I will put this cap back to where I found it, which was just here, and then we'll take the smaller one, which is just here. See if I can flip the camera. It was very easy to get out. Ooh, I do like the look of this one. Get back to where I was before. And then, so I have a lot more hope for this one. Let's have a look. Ooh, that's not very good. Ah, that's a shame. Still very eaten. Soft on the inside. My goodness. I'm just looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a total infestation of ticks running around the inside. I don't know if you can see that. Just about there. There's one down here. They're moving very, very fast. The quality is not great. Focus there. Now, take a cross section here. Just take that off entirely. No, I mean that. I mean, look at. I'm very sure that they're ticks. I should do a closer. Have a little closer look. Now, I'm moving very fast. I'm not going to chance this because there's really not much to take out of them, but very good finds, despite being eaten and in not good condition. It is almost too dark to see, so, and to tell you the truth, I don't actually know how far through this forest I am, if I'm near the end. I think I have just Blair Witch Projected myself being stuck in this forest and getting entirely lost. No, I know where the path is at least. I wanted to have a quick look around this area. If there were any more. I can barely see. Alright, no, I think, hey. What on earth? Another beautiful fly agaric about to spring up. What I'm looking at is the... Oops, too far. Yeah, the animals, these flies going nuts. Yeah, apologies about the quality. Yeah. I mean, that kind of confirms the theory. If you find a fly agaric, you're also likely to find a porcini. I mean, that theory is somewhat confirmed in 50% of cases. The one fly agaric I found in the beginning, I didn't find a porcini, but for this fly agaric that was here, I did find a porcini. So in 50% of cases, yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day there because it is getting really dark at the moment, and I do have a torch with me, but it's not really the idea. I stay in the forest until nighttime. Could be a little bit dangerous for one, and you know, I'm not going to find anything for two. So thanks for watching this far. I'm so happy we did find something in the end. Unfortunately, it wasn't really an edible wasn't good enough to eat. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Please like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if I can find a porcini in 1 hour today, I can do it another day for sure. I just need to get out there. I just need to find a few hours in the day to get out to the forest. But I don't know how the weather's going to develop. It's going to be bad weather for the next couple of days, and this cold spell is really, it's not really inviting me to go out that much, to be honest. Don't think you see, like, my breath. So the temperature does drop very quickly. We must be on about 7, 8, 9 degrees at the moment. It feels very cold. So fingers crossed I can get out again, and perhaps to a forest which has a lot more to offer. But today's been a very, very nice trip out. Yep. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. So I did mention I had a torch with me, and in the last 5 minutes the sun has dropped so much, it is necessary to use it. But I will say it has been a big help, because you can really sort of see through the blades of grass and the leaves and the trees, and you have a pretty good vision of view, field of view. And I did mention that it has gotten very cold. Yeah, pretty chilly. Where was he? There was another looking penny bun over here. Is he? Let's have a look. Nope. Gills. It looked like the hat had the same kind of colour. Gills again. But no, I'm very happy with this torch. This does seem to be a good spot. Even if it is a little bit spooky. Okay, let's not lose track of where I am completely. Alright, as a final note, I will say it's not recommended to be in the forest when it goes pitch black. I'm slightly lost. I know the path is over there somewhere, but just out of the sake of interesting mushrooms, park the bike up. I've nicknamed this part of the forest Death Valley, because we have, oh, can you see? Death cap. Death cap. Death cap. Any more? Any more? There were lots more. Oh, there were a few more. Death caps everywhere. As long as you know the deadly poisonous mushrooms from your edible mushrooms, I think you're going to be fairly safe. There's one. Death cap. But yeah, I'm somewhat lost. Death cap. I think I'm just going to make my way in that direction, because I know the path is over there somewhere. Yeah.